We welcome back Robert O'Brien, former National Security Advisor and dear friend. Robert, thank you for coming on the show. As the UN comes to meet today, we'll talk about that in just a minute, besides screwing up our traffic in New York. The TikTok deal, I guess we have Oracle will retrain the algorithm and protect U.S. user data. U.S. users don't have to re-download the app. And we have a consortium of people who are going to, I guess, lease the algorithm. Does this work for you?
It works for me. And listen, I was the leader on the ban TikTok in the first administration.
Yeah, I was your follower.
But I'll tell you, if there's one person that can protect America, Larry Ellison and his team, Safra Katz, the whole Oracle team. Oracle is just top notch, and they're going to put Michael Dell, Lachlan Murdoch. I mean, it's a star-studded cast. And what Trump is doing, this is classic. We tried to buy it in the first term. They didn't want to sell it, so we banned it. Then they came in and they're basically selling the company. We're going to have one of these great tech companies where we're going to repatriate it from China to America. I mean, classic Donald Trump maneuver.
And the government, if the U.S. government will not have a piece of ownership.
Not on this one.
On this one, right. Because that's the part that worries me. So you basically think we can stop China from using the algorithm to spy and collect all this information? I think,
look, we got to stop the spying, but we also have to stop the propaganda. You know, they're using TikTok for propaganda against us. And so we need to stop the spying, stop the propaganda. And if anyone can do it, Oracle and Dell can do it.
All right. So you basically like the deal. Let's move on. U.S. United Nations screwing up all of New York's traffic. We'll all be late for these various shows. But President Trump's going to speak. What do you expect from him?
I expect a great America First speech. But what's really happened is at UNGA, it's not about the speeches. And I used to be a representative of the UN back in the Bush administration years ago. Everything happens on the sidelines. And what we've got going now is at least 20 countries, 20 world leaders want to talk to Trump. It's actually more than that.
So-called bilats.
Bilats on the sidelines. That's where you get all the business done. Everyone wants to see Trump. I mean, when he says we're the hottest country, I mean, he's kind of joking a little bit. We're the hottest country. Everyone wants to see him. They want to do deals with him. And the recognition of Palestine and those sorts of things that are happening in the General Assembly Hall, those are a sideshow, Larry. It's not serious diplomacy. It's ridiculous. What you're seeing is Trump doing real diplomacy, and that's why Hamas, after having blown us off for 2 years, is finally coming. Now that the Israelis are hammering them, they're now coming to Trump with this letter saying, hey, we'll let the hostages go. We'll take the deal you offered us a couple of weeks ago. So Trump's doing the real important diplomacy on a bilateral basis, and he's doing it on the sidelines of the UNGA.
What about the Russian story in Ukraine? And what about the tariffs on Russian oil and all that goes with it? Seems like nothing's going to happen. I'm unaware of any bilats that's scheduled with Putin, but there might be lower-level bilats.
There may be, but look, you and I have said this from the very start. We said it from, before October 7th, even before the February invasion in 2022. The only way to stop Putin is to sanction the Russian Federation Central Bank, stop him from selling oil, put secondary sanctions on the oil sales, kick him out of the SWIFT system, treat him like we treated Rhodesia back in the day, just exercise him from the world economy. That's the only thing that's going to stop Putin. I think President Trump is getting close, but again, what Trump is doing, it's brilliant. The Europeans are heckling us and telling us to do all these things, and yet they're still buying oil from the Russians.
Yes.
And so Trump said, look, I'll put on full sanctions, but you guys got to cut off your oil habit from the Russians. And so we'll see what the Europeans do.
On the other hand, I mean, he has succeeded probably more than anyone thought possible in these trade deals, right? Yeah. People have come to him. We are the hottest country in the world, and people are investing in the United States. Now, he might use these UN meetings to further his trade deals. And trade deals are foreign policy deals, aren't they? That's why I think the Supremes should okay the IEPA. I mean, aren't trade deals part of foreign policy deals, and foreign policy deals are the remit of the commander-in-chief?
100%. And look, if the Supreme Court wants to get involved, they're actually condemning U.S. troops to war and to military engagement, because if you take the tool of tariffs and sanctions away from the president, and you take that out of his toolkit, then what are you left with? You're left with military action. And that's not good. So America has so much power because of the strength of our market and because of our economy. we can use these tariffs, we can use sanctions, and we can drive great results for American foreign policy. And Trump understands that the way no other president ever has.
So he'll give a strong America First optimistic speech, and I think everybody is filled with the memory and the martyrdom of Charlie Kirk. I mean, I think that's a fabulous thing too. I know you knew Charlie Kirk. We're out of time.
Nice guy.
I'm going to see you later at one of your events for Robert O'Brien. It's a pleasure. Nice to have you on set.